So hopefully we get a big number because this is the easiest test of the quarter. If not, you just dug yourself a big hole. I am sure there are questions. 1C. No? You know how easy this job is that I have?
Hard.
Yeah, it's
Easy.
64.
That's right. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is you need to factor. So if you do synthetic division on the top, you should get, let me look, x minus 1, x minus 2, x minus 3. And then these cancel out, which means you're going to have a removable discontinuity. So what you do is you just graph this and then put in the removable discontinuity later. You wish you get something this easy. X-intercept, 1 and 3. No y-intercept. Vertical asymptote is x equals 0. And the horizontal asymptote is y equal 1. Okay, so the graph gotta look like, gotta be up here, because otherwise it would cross the. See, you know when you guys graph, you guys do crazy stuff where you make it cross the x-axis when there's no x-intercept. Some of you even cross a vertical asymptote. Now it's going to be both up because look, there's an even power there, so they're going to both go the same way. And then you got to go through, and then you follow the asymptote. And then where is the removable discontinuity going to be when x is 2? So when x is 2, plug it in here, and you get 1 times negative 1 over 4. So the removable discontinuity is going to be a 2 negative 1/4. So probably want to erase it so you can make it more accurate. Because some of you on the quiz, you just put the removable discontinuity anywhere you want. It's got to be accurate. So there you go. Okay, and then D. Boom! Okay, this problem's going to be on the test. You're going to have handle absolute value now. So D, y equal 1 minus x all over 1 plus absolute. What do you do when you see absolute value? Piecewise function. Some of you are still hazy on, how do I know it's 0? Because that's what makes the inside of the absolute value 0. So it's either equal to itself, either you leave it alone or negate it. So if the inside is positive, you leave it alone, so you get 1 minus x over 1 plus x. If the inside is negative, you negate it, so you use this one. So you get 1 minus x over 1 minus x, but that simplifies to 1. So let's graph this one. X-intercept 1, y-intercept 1. Vertical asymptote, x equal negative 1. Horizontal asymptote, y equal negative 1. And then it looks like this. Because otherwise it would cross, and then up here it's going to be. Okay, but we're only graphing it when x is greater than or equal to 0. That means from the y-axis to the right. So all this, all the interesting stuff gets erased. There. And then this one is just y equal 1 when x is less than 0. So that means y equal 1 is just a horizontal line like that. Hey, this came up on the AP exam, calculus AP exam about 15 years ago. I think that's why I put it on here. So first, part A, you got to graph it. And then you got to do calculus and answer some questions. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Oh, that's not partial fractions, unless it's the hardest. 2a x to the fourth plus 8 all over x cubed minus 15x minus 4. What do I have to do before I even start? You have to do long division because this is not a proper fraction. Now tomorrow, I might give you a hint, like you better divide first, or this will be a fatal error. So let's divide. Where are we going to divide? Over here. I'm not going to put the placeholders because we're honors, right? X cubed goes into that how many times? X. So x to the fourth minus 15x squared minus 4x. So if you subtract, you're going to get 15x squared plus 4x plus 8, correct?
Correct.
So if you divide this by this, you will get the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor. This is a proper fraction now, so you can do partial fractions on that. Okay, but you need to factor the denominator. So synthetic division. Oh, so this is a good problem, yeah? So factors of 4 over factors of 1. 1 doesn't work. 2 doesn't work. 4 works. So 4, 4, 16, 1, 4, 0. So that means this thing can be factored as, let's see, 15x squared plus 4x plus 8 over, how do you factor that? If you have a 4 in the box.
X minus 4.
X minus 4. Please put minus up, because if you put plus, it's probably all over but the crime. And then you look at the depressed coefficients, x squared plus 4x plus 1. That's an unfactorable quadratic. So what fractions added together will give you this? Something over x minus 4 plus something over x squared plus 4x plus 1. How come you gotta put big X plus C?
Because it's x squared.
Yeah, because it's a quadratic. That was gonna be 1 degree smaller. So if you don't set it up correctly, it's pretty much all over. Now remember, I'm gonna make A, B, and C come out to single digit integers. So if you don't get a single digit integer, you did something wrong. Where's Kojima? Okay, first step, multiply both sides by the LCD. Equals a times x squared plus 4x plus 1 plus bx plus c times x minus 4. So what do you guys want to do? Equate the coefficients, heavy side, hybrid.
Hybrid. Heavy side first.
Well, hybrid means you got to do equating the coefficients.
Can we?
Heavy side.
Okay, because I really don't care what you do, I'm just looking for the final answer tomorrow. Okay, so multiply it all. Ax squared plus 4ax plus a plus bx squared minus 4bx plus cx minus 4c. So there's two x squared terms, so if I factor out the x squared, you get a plus b. And then there's 3x terms, so that's 4a minus 4b plus cx. And the constants are simply a minus 4c. So if you equate coefficients, I'm going to erase what I got over here. A plus b got to equal the coefficient of x squared here got to equal to the coefficient of x squared there. The coefficient of x got to equal to the coefficient of x, and the constant got to equal to the constant. So you have three equations, three variables, but probably you want a heavy side. What's a good number to plug in? Like right here, what's a good number to plug in for x? Not 0, who said 0? 4, because it makes that thing 0. So if you plug in 4, x equals 4, you will get 15 times 16, 240, plus, what's it, we're plugging 16 plus 8. What did it just say?
240.
240 plus 24, 264. 264 equals, if you plug in 4 here, you get 16 plus 16 plus 1, that's 17a plus 0. So if you divide by 17, a equals? What? Oh yeah, 33a. What the heck am I talking about? It's dumb. 33 goes into 264. What?
8.
You're right. So A is 8. Now, once you got A is 8, then just go back up here. So if A is 8, what is B?
7.
B gotta be 7. And if A is 8, C gotta be 0. See, that's called combination. So your final answer, don't forget to include this, yeah? So your final answer is gonna be x plus A, where's A? 8 over x minus 4 plus bx plus c, so that's 7x plus 0 all over x squared plus 4x plus 1. Box that, that's the answer. And you can check to see if you're right. If you simplify this, like make the least common denominator, you should get the original problem. What?
Oh, wait.
Okay. Come on. This is all mechanical. If anybody puts anything other than a single digit integer tomorrow, it'll take off triple, minus 24, right off the back.
If you don't know it, it's better just to guess.
No!
Because you'll get 1 off.
Okay, can I do partial fractions right off the bat, or do I have to divide?
No, you can do
No,
partial fraction.
this is a proper fraction. 2 is smaller than 3. So a over x plus b over x squared plus c over x plus 1. Did we set it up right?
Yes.
Of course, tomorrow I'd probably make that x cubed, yeah? Just to kick it up a notch. Okay, so x squared minus x plus 1 is equal. This is where a lot of students have trouble for some reason. They cannot multiply by the LCD. I don't know why, but c times x squared. Heavy side, equate coefficients, combination, what?
Heavy side.
Just heavy side.
Heavy side.
Whatever, I don't care.
Is it ax squared?
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Because if you multiply both sides by the least common denominator, which is this, when you multiply this times this x can cancel into one of those x's. Then you just get x. See, that's the kind of mistake tomorrow. You're just going to get 1 point for the setup then. Okay, heavy side? Okay, let's do heavy side. What's a good number to plug in for x? 0, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you plug in 0, you get 1 equals 0 plus b plus 0. B is 1, finished. What's another good number to plug in? Negative 1. So if you plug in negative 1, you get 1 plus 1, 3 equals 0 plus 0 plus c. Oh, c is 3. Yeah. And then now we've got to plug in another number to figure out a, so
Can we just plug in?
well, you plug in any number you want, because there's no number that's going to make any of these zeros, so you just got to plug in something. What do you want to go with, 1 or 2012? Okay, let's go with 1. If you plug in 1, you get 1 minus 1 plus 1 equals 2a plus 2b, but we already know b is 1, plus c, but we already know c is 3. So 2a equal negative 4, a equal negative 2. Look how easy that was. So your final answer is negative 2 over x plus b over x squared plus c over x plus 1. Box that, that's the answer. See, that's why ABC is too easy for you guys. That's why I don't have to make that x cubed tomorrow. But now that I told you that, it'll be x to the 4th. Okay, so we'll have 2 of these tomorrow. Well, duh, because this is right. Okay, next. 6. Oh, so everybody could do 5 now. You guys are good. Okay, 6. Write a rational function with asymptotes, yada, 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 and passes through the points, yada, and yada. Okay, how do you get a slant asymptote? What has to be done? You have to divide. So you're going to have, when you divide, you're going to get y equal to the quotient plus the remainder over the divisor, right? So if the slant asymptote is y equal x plus 2, where does the x plus 2 go? Right there. Because the remainder part goes to 0, right? As x approaches infinity or negative infinity. Didn't we do this problem like twice before? That's not enough, this part. And then if you have vertical asymptotes at x equal 1 and x equal negative 1, what does that mean? That means in the denominator you have to have x minus 1 times x plus 1. The only thing we don't know is the remainder. So how do I write the remainder? How do we do it the last two times? Just put r. But then that's wrong. You can't put r. Why not?
I put a number.
Figure out what R
A,
is.
B.
No, come on. What? See, this is to see if you guys are actually learning or you
Has
not
to be one
learning.
power less than the bottom.
Okay, so what?
As an x.
RX.
Alright.
Yeah, okay, gotta be rx plus s or whatever. Gotta be ax plus b. Or c, whatever letters you want to use. You guys see why? Because this is degree 2. What's smaller than degree 2? 1 and 0. That's why I gave you 2 points so that you can figure out A and B. So if you know how I write tests, you know what's coming tomorrow, right? We're going to have 3 vertical asymptotes. So on the top will be ax squared plus bx plus c. Then I got to give you 3 points. And since I told you that, going to be 4. And since I told you that, it'll be 5. And since I told you that, go back to 1. Okay, so plugging in the first point, which is 2, we got 2 comma 1 and 0 comma 3. So plugging in the first point, you get 1 equals 2 plus 2, which is 4, plus 2a plus b all over 2, 1 times 3. Plugging in the second point, you get 3 equals 0 plus 2, plus, if you plug in 0, you just get b over negative 1 times 1. Come on! That's an insult. So what is this? Negative 3. So 2a plus b equals negative 3 times 3, which is negative 9. And this equation would be just b equals 1 times negative negative. Are you serious? See, this problem is too easy because the one variable solved for already. You know what made this problem easy is that 0 there. Tomorrow you can bet your BP that's not a 0. But now since I told you that, it will be a 0. Okay, so b is negative 1, so therefore 2a is equal to negative 8, a equal negative 4. So your answer is y equal x plus 2 plus negative 4x minus 1 all over x squared minus 1. Box that, that's the answer. No, minus 2. Well, according to these directions, that would be full credit, but tomorrow it's going to say, write your answer in this form. Y equal p of x over q of x. It means to write it in rational form. So what you're going to need to do tomorrow is you're going to make a least common denominator. So it's x times x squared minus 1 plus 2 times x squared minus 1 minus 4x minus 1, which comes out to, what is it, x cubed 1. Just make me do all the algebra. Okay, go. That difference is really going to help you tomorrow. So x cubed plus 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 all over x squared minus 1. So y equals that now. So y equals this is the answer. Some of you still forget the y equal. You cannot graph something unless it's y equal. Why? That's not what I'm talking about. Of course I'm right.
I know that's right.
Okay, you want me to show you a problem I gave last year? For like number 5? Because you guys think you're smart now with number 5 now. Think you're good, yeah? That's what I thought. What's the part you think you're good? Okay, I gave this problem last year. A and B are positive integers. A plus B over A plus B, A plus B over A plus dot dot dot. Fine. Okay, first part, okay, there was a part A. Part A, compute this. Here. Part A, compute this. Here. Look, you did it here with numbers, so now you can just do it with letters, right? Okay, so how do you do it?
A plus B.
Call this, let this equal to x. Okay, where do I see x? So, no. Yeah, right there. That's the same thing as x, right? So A plus B over x equals x. Solve this equation. Multiply through by x. Ax plus b equals x squared. It's a quadratic. Make one side 0. Use the quadratic formula. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Bob said that's the answer.
No.
No,
Positive.
you gotta cross out the minus 1. Where? It is, I told you. Just keep track of it. Okay, now that's part A. Part B. Find all ordered pairs A and B so that this thing, and I'll write it again, so that this thing is equal to, give me a number.
0.
No, not 0, that's dumb. I think last year I used 4, so this year I used 5.
3.
I'm just telling you, I gave this last year.
So what do you do?
Yeah, you told me.
X equals 4.
Okay, so you want, yeah, okay, make x equal 4.
So
Yeah, because you want this thing equal to 4, so why not just make x equal 4?
So how do you know which one's A?
Also plug 4 in here.
plug 4 in the one up.
Yeah, the
But
reason
then how do you know which
the
one's A and which
quadratic.
one's B?
Well, that's why you gotta find all ordered pairs.
I mean, it's the
You don't know
quadratic.
there are.
This is the best one to plug it
Yeah,
into.
quadratic.
No, this one.
Yeah,
Okay,
that
so
was
equals 16.
quadratic.
Do you want to use multiple equations?
Okay, here, just plug in 4 for x. So if you plug in 4 for x, you get 4a plus b equals 16. Right, in order for x to equal 4, doesn't 4a plus b gotta equal 16 from this equation? Actually, you can use any of these because they're all equal, they're all equivalent. But this one is the most simplified. Okay, so what positive integers can I plug in for a and b so that you get 16? So, make a chart. This is what most students did last year. Except they did stupid stuff like, oh, if a is 0, b is 16. Duh! 0 is not a positive integer. So they only got minus 1. 99 is the darn good score. So if a is 1, what is b? 12. What if a is 2? b will be 8. What if a is 3? Then b is 4. And what if a is 4?
0.
Then b is 0.
Wait, no,
But
that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Okay.
So then that breaks off.
Yeah, so that's it. This is your answer. Right here. So your answers are 1, 12, 2, 8, 3, 4.
You have to write them all.
Yeah.
Find, let me see. Find all ordered pairs. Yeah. Oh. Now, do you guys even understand what you just did in this problem?
Are you just gonna use? You're gonna be.
That means, okay, what you just figured out is, what is this? 1 plus 12 over 1 plus 12 over 1 plus 12 forever. What is this equal to? That's 4! Okay, what about this? What about 2 plus 8 over 2 plus 8 over 2 plus forever? That's 4 also! What about this one? 3 plus 4 over 3 plus 4 over 3 plus 4 forever. That's 4. All of these are 4.
So they're all
You're only gonna give us 3 answers.
yeah, how long
Don't
are you
make it
gonna
a long
go
one, right?
for?
Well, I can make it come out any way I want.
I'm projecting you're gonna only give us like 4.
You'll find out tomorrow. You'll find out. As long as you understand the concept of how to solve the problem, you can do any problem, right? No, this is proven that multiple times. No, I'm serious. This is the easiest test of the quarter, so let's capitalize on it. Okay, we're done. Okay, the bell rang. Oh, 15 minutes left. 15. What video? We're not watching it. This is not homecoming. We're not in homecoming mode. And that's for calculus. Anybody ever saw this movie, Stand in the Rain? It's about a calculus teacher in East Los Angeles in the 1980s.
Did you actually sound like a beautiful mind?
Yeah, but that was later.
Oh.
That was just about 10 years ago, man. But that's a totally different story. This is about a
Oh, is this like the Will Hunter?
No. This is about a teacher.
It's Beautiful Minds the one with the he like other people.
Yeah. So he actually, the guy in Beautiful Mind, he was John Nash, but he didn't win the what do you call it? The Nobel Prize in mathematics. You know why?
Because his name was Nash.
Why didn't John Nash? Why did he win the Nobel Prize in economics but not math?
There's a better guy.
He was black.
There's a better guy.
Like, I mean, there's still racist out there. I don't know.
There's a better guy.
No, he was.
There's a better guy.
Who even know? Who's on the science poll team? This is the kind of stuff you gotta know. Who? Who? Evan Love. Why didn't John Nash win the Nobel Prize in mathematics? Because there is no Nobel Prize in mathematics. What? Well, okay, now here's the second question. Why is there no Nobel Prize in mathematics?
Because people don't like mathematics.
No, Nobel.
It's a science. He's a dynamite man.
Yeah, Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, but that's beside the point. No, because
There's no much money. Not much money.
you know who,
He doesn't like black.
want to say that again for the camera?
He doesn't like.
Because Nobel's wife had an affair with a mathematician.
Really?
So so there is no Nobel Prize in mathematics. You gotta know, I'm serious, for science poll, this is the kind of stuff you gotta know. Like, for example, who invented the helicopter?
It's me.
Leonardo da Vinci.
No. He didn't actually invent it. He
Oh.
might have made some drawings.
Yeah.
That was in
Come on. Sikorsky. Sikorsky. Who invented the elevator? Very good. Otis. No, you go in any elevator, don't they have Otis on there?
Wait,
Yeah, yeah. Who discovered the electron?
oh, I know this one.
Millikan.
No, he did the oil.
Come on, I'm sure your chemistry and
Starts
physics.
with a D.
Dalton.
Dalton.
What?
No.
Crooks? No.
Oh, Thompson.
J.J.
Thompson.
Thompson.
Oh.
Who
It's like the first
invented the
one thing I said.
microscope?
Oh, we learned that.
Millikan.
No.
Millikan's the oil.
Millikan was the.
Galileo.
Low and hook. Oh, I just told you, low and hook.
Oh.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Wait, can we do another category?
You guys want to do math?
No.
What's the
Oh,
capital of
trivia.
California?
Trivia.
It's not even a country.
Oh.
It's your history.
Okay. What's the capital
No,
of...
no, capitals.
No, that's history.
Yeah, that's like,
Okay.
that's like.
Okay. What war in Africa occurred from 1899 to 1902?
With the British.
The Boer War.
The Boer War.
Oh. I didn't know that.
What is the capital of Swaziland?
In Africa.
Want to say that again for the camera?
Swansea.
Wait, trick question.
It's in Africa. It's not a.
Wait, isn't
That's
that
not a trick question. It's a small country in Africa.
Shawarma.
No, Bean.
Oh, like the guy from Batman.
Wait a minute. Did you guys have to know all the war capitals when you took MEH? At least you know the big countries, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
do that for like the second or third test.
Okay, what's the big? Okay, what's a big African country? Okay, Rwanda then. What's the capital of Rwanda?
Think of a name that sounds black.
You want to say that again for the camera? Kigali. Yeah. Oh.
South Africa.
Well, South Africa got 3 capitals. What are they? Can you name one of them?
Oh,
Cape Town.
Okay, Cape Town, Pretoria,
Johannesburg.
Bloemfontein.
Oh.
Well, this is common knowledge. I learned this in kindergarten.
Try another.
Okay, okay.
Get out of Africa.
Oh, Africa's good. I like Africa. Okay, let's get out of Africa. What's the capital of Oman?
It's the same
Go to
thing.
Europe.
No,
It's
that-
Africa, it's all like a shit.
Africa is here. Europe and Middle East. Isn't Oman like over here somewhere?
It's farther down.
I didn't even know where it was. I didn't even know there was a country known as Oman.
Anybody?
Oman City.
No, Muscat.
Oh.
As soon as they say the answer, oh yeah, I had it.
I didn't.
And isn't there like a history bowl or something? Don't you
Yeah.
guys have to know this thing?
Kenneth. Oh,
Where's Ken?
where's Ken? Oh,
Okay.
History bowl, don't you have to know these things?
Well, they ask history
Not
questions.
Yeah. That's history.
That is history.
let's do more who invented.
Okay, what event occurred
The Panic of.
on April 15, 1912?
I was gonna say the word.
Okay, 1912? The?
Is it like
Panic?
Yes, the sinking of the Titanic.
Wait, that's so
Try again.
soon. Or like, that's like not as long ago as I thought. Like 1912.
What is the significance of this date?
What's
September 17, 1939.
My mom was born. Oh no. It's the signing of the Constitution.
Oh,
Or
invented Poland.
something like that.
Signing the Constitution? 1939? I had a D- in history and I know.
Well, it
That's what you do in
happened on
World War
that
II.
day.
Yeah, it has something to do with World War II.
Ashio is thinking of
Oh,
Poland!
September 1st.
oh, that's September 1st.
Damn it!
Oh, yeah, you might be wrong then.
Damn it!
Germany invaded Poland.
September 1st.
What was the
I'm
important,
pretty sure it was, but it was like not in
the important act in 1915?
What?
The important act.
Can you speak English?
What's the important US act in 1915?
The important U.S. Act.
So like the stamp act.
No!
I don't know.
Next.
The Federal Reserve Act.
What's the capital of Somalia?
Mogadishu.
Good.
We're done.
How much time is that?
Huh?
How much time is that?
6 minutes.
That was awesome. Can I go
You know,
to the
Ken
library?
can name all the presidents and